Recording. Hey guys, welcome to Support and Resistance. Welcome to my course from the tool. Just a quick overview of what the tool is. I think I've already explained it myself. If not, let me explain again. Basically, the tool is the idea of seeing money for what it really is, which is a tool. The idea is that we really respect money as a tool and not are kind of in love with money or have like some sort of psychological attachment to money, even though all of us we have it. But the better it is for us to see the money for what it really is, which is a tool, then we have a better chance really to to succeed in life and not to be bound by money or have some sort of any psychological difficulty of how to adjust and how to deal with money. So the idea of investment will be much easier, and the idea of trading will become much easier, and it will give us much more freedom in our creativity and will help us literally to become whatever we want to in life. So yeah, man, so this is the idea of the tool. So now let's start. I've played the replay mode, and the first lesson what we have is going to be support and resistance, right? So the first sign of what is support, right? The first, no, sorry, what is resistance, what is support? So literally you can view it as this is a ceiling, and this is a ceiling and bottom line or ground, right? Boom. And so literally the resistance level is the first level which I have tagged. The green line is a resistance area, and this other green line down here is a support area. And let me just remove all the drawings again. So then let me take the horizontal play, and this is again resistance. Oops. And this is support. I don't know why everything came back again. Yeah. So what is the idea of support and resistance line? Yeah. So support and the resistance line should help us to understand, or to help us to identify the movement of price, right? If we see the whole screen, if you check the whole screen, we can see that I'm on the monthly chart, right? As we check the monthly chart, I'm on the monthly chart here, and we can see that the gold price has been running since here 1977 or 1971, right? Where till now we can see how gold has really been developing over this year. So from the year 2000, you can see that how gold really spiked up. Yeah, and since then, gold is just running up and up and up, because the price of gold now became stronger and stronger, and the commodity became more valuable in the overall society. Yeah, and so now the support and resistance line should help us to understand almost like where price is, right? So we can see here another support line. Yeah, there's a support line, and here there's another resistance line, and there's another support line. Right, and then we have another support line here, and then we have another resistance line there, right? So the idea of support and resistance is like almost like to understand like how price is moving and how price is playing around, and etc etc. So now we know that once for instance here, okay, for instance, like if we go up, let me just take another tool. I don't know if I can find another. Okay, let me just take it. So literally price was eventually at 714, right? How do I know 714? If you look at the right side of the screen, you can see 720. You can see that here 720.15. That is where price used to be, and that was in the 2000. And so if you buy 1 gram or one ounce of gold, that was the price, or 1 kilo, or what what's the price of gold literally. Now, it was just 700 and something dollars and 515 pence, right? That was the price of gold. Yeah, and now Then another price of gold used to be previously, the actual price used to be around 970 something, right? So that was the initial resistance area, yeah. So what we can see for a couple of months, that price has been rejecting that area, right? So what is also important, what we need to understand is that each, first of all, the candlesticks, yeah, that each candlesticks represents a month, right? Remember, because I'm on a monthly chart. So literally for month September, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can see that for 5 months, the price of gold went up from 720 all the way to 970, right? But then the market makers decide, you know what, like that price is too high for us. We're not willing to pay that much. And we need to make sure that the price of gold has to go down again. So you can see that the sellers has tried really to push the price of gold down. So it was eventually about 978.84. And then I started pushing it down, and then they retested and tried to push it up again, and they said no, we're going to push it down, we're trying to get it to the next level possible. However, they managed to push it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, all the way down to 720 again. So it took them 8 months literally to fall it down. So in those 8 months, you as a trader, you could have sold the gold for 8 months. Yeah, just constantly being out selling here, looking for sell entries for the next 8 months. Because you, of course, you would have not known it, yeah. But that would have been like a nice opportunity. So for instance, you would have been here, yeah, and you can see that there is like a resistance, right? So now we know that's the resistance area. Boom. So price was about to go all the way up, but resisted. God, there was a resistance from the seller, and the seller says, "Okay, no, we don't want to continue, right? We're not happy with this agreement. We need the price of gold to come down." So now for the next 8 months, of course, you have no clue what's going to happen in real life, right? You don't know if it's going to reverse and whatever. But based on the candlestick, and because there's a resistance area which is here, right, the green area which we call the resistance area. Now we know, okay, no, we can see that it's trying to push all the way up, yeah. It's trying to push all the way up. It's really trying to go up, but there's a resistance here. Like it's not allowing us to push as much as we want to. So what happens is then that the sellers now decide, okay, let's push the price of gold down, right? And then as we can see, we go to replay mode. Then it's actually going to push down, right? So it's going to push it down. It's pushing down, and then yeah, the rest is literally history. Boop, boop, boop. To next, a little bit quicker, but we can see it's pushing down. Boom. You can see it's trying to push. Boom. Yeah, so we can see there it pushed back to the 800 level. Again, to the 720 level. Again, it was how many years it took us? Like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 months. It took us 8 months literally to get the price down again. Right? Now, as we know, have seen that the price now has been pushed down to this area, what happened? It hit the support area. Yeah, now this is a support level. Why is it a support level? Because it supports the up movement, right? It's also an area of rejection. It rejects the sellers to say, you know what, we don't want you to keep coming forward, downwards. We don't want you guys to keep going up, down. So now we are gonna block at this area, and we support the buyers to push the price back up. That's literally the idea for support and resistance area. So now the reason why we have support and resistance area, it helps us to understand the market. That's number one. Support areas, support and resistance area help us to understand entries. You know, we find good place of entry. The other reason is also we have take profits, yeah, and we have exits area, yeah. So basically, again, let me just write it down. So the reason we have support and resistance, yeah, is what for entries, yeah, it helps us to understand entries. Then we have exits, yeah. Then we have profit taken area, yeah. Then we understand price movement, yeah. Yeah, and that's it. That's literally all, right? That's what it's all about. We understand the price movement, support area, etc. We just understand it, because how do we understand the price movement? Because we now know that price went all the way up, yeah. So like it broke the resistance now, which came support. Now it went down and formed a new resistance, and then all of a sudden from there, price decided to go all the way down, trying to try to push forward, as we can see on the wick. The wick is indication that price, that was the lowest point where price used to be here, and we can see that this area here is a sign that the price was trying, or the gold that the market maker were trying to really push gold downwards, really down, but we're not able to do it, and they received what, a support or resistance over area here, the support from the buyers to push price back up again. I hope it makes sense here. So as we can see it, let me press the replay mode. We press that, then we can see that would have been a good entry as well. And then now we can see that our price is going up and going up and going up and going up. Okay, there's a little bit of rejection going up. Boom. Now again, you can see I rejected once, then I came up again, tried again, rejection again, came up again, rejected again. So it was rejected 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Like on the 4th times, then 5th times, yeah, rejecting. And then now on the 6, 7, 8, now it broke. All of a sudden now it's going to go high. So we can see that price, before it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, literally 6, 7 rejections in the area of the rejection area, like support and rejected area, in that area 7 times, which means 7 months. So within 7 months, price was not able to push the price so higher. Yeah, so gold was not able to go high for 7 months. Now on the 8th month, it broke through, and then all of a sudden it continued up. Now those area of rejection was not able to, to resist or to reject the price movement. They just didn't have no time and no energy to do that, right? So that is the idea of support and resistance. Yeah, that is definitely one idea of support and resistance. The other idea, the second idea, is like the areas in regards to how price is moving on a constant basis, right? So price always moves to 0 areas, 50, 75, and then 25, and then again 0. So it will be like this: 1,000 area. We know there's a 1,000 area here, bam. Then with 1,000, or here 1,050. Then with like 1,150. Then we have 1,250, and with again 3,000, right? And then yeah, so that's how it works. That's how price moves, right? So again, right now it doesn't make any sense, because these areas are just literally monthly targets. Okay, these are all monthly targets, and let's see how that's going to help us now. So now we're on a monthly. Now we can see we've already drawn up some support and resistance area, which is on the monthly. So now let's go to the weekly. Let's see how it may play out in the weekly. Yeah, so we go to the weekly. So now we have no clue. We have on a monthly, of course, we know that there's one area of resistance, and now this is the new support, right? So now on the weekly, how do we going to draw the support? The next support is definitely here, because it's the But because we have actually no clue now, even if we go back in time, we have nothing to look for to see, okay, where price eventually could go. We can see it. So therefore, if we now go to the support, support area again, so we have to now draw our own new support, on our own new resistance and support. Sorry. So the next area of support, support could have been here, because there was the last high of the weekly. So we draw one line here, bam, right? This is definitely another support, and this is another support, right? This is the monthly support. This is the weekly support. Now, this is a last resistance. Why do we call this resistance? Because this is the last area where price rejected as well, right? And that, again, that's the monthly. So now it looks a little bit confusing. Now, hold on, how's that making sense? Blah blah blah, blah, etc. Because, like I said, that was the last resistance, a broke through resistance, yeah. Broke through the last high, previous high, sorry, yeah. And what we're waiting for is for rejection, and then we're waiting for retest. So which means wait for price somehow to retest somewhere here, and then from here to literally go up, right? So that's what we're waiting for, and that's why we have support and resistance, because it will give us like a great place of entry. So now again, we are on a weekly still too far behind, so we have not really a big clue of what is really going on. So also draw up here another area. This is my area of support as well, right? That's my zone. And now let's see what's gonna happen. So we go to the daily, how it looks on the daily. So now in the daily, we do see a morning star or evening star. We see like a rejection candle here. So now that's an indication that price might gonna fall, and then we could technically enter here somewhere and then right all the way down. Yeah, so now, so in the daily now, in the daily is a bit different. So again, each time frame has a different level of support and resistance, right? So if we go to on the daily, the next support and resistance area on the daily is here. This is the resistance area here, boom, because it was the last high. Yeah. Violet, and the last support was here. All right, that's the last support. That's the monthly support. That's the daily support. This is the weekly resistance, and this is also the weekly resistance, right? So now we have a little bit of a clue of what happened if. So what we expect is that price may come all the way down here, or price may go all the way, would go down here, or price may go from here to here and then goes here. Oh, sorry, and then maybe from here to here. So we're not 100% sure. So now we just play around. It's just support and resistance area. Yeah, that's actually much more to do in order for us to really identify how price will move and etc. So now we go to the 4 hours. So now we can see again on the 4 hours, that's all of a sudden a different type of resistance, right? So now we know that's the weekly. So now here we have another resistance area. Yeah, this is the 4 hours. So we now know on the 4 hour that this area is definitely a place of resistance, right? Bam. And this is a place area of support. Yeah, because now we have identified a new area of support, right? And here's also another area of support, resistance. That's not the 4 hour, okay? So we have the daily, we have the 4 hour. So as we can see, as we keep going lower and lower, there are all of a sudden more support and resistance area. And each area demonstrates something. right? So now I'm in the 4 hour. So let me play the 4 hour. Let's see what's going to happen. 10x, boom, rejected, yeah, all the way down, boom, boom. Now it's rejected. What happened now with the 4 hours? So what happened is I went all the way down, rejected the 4 hour support, went all the way up, rejected the weekly, which is here, rejected the weekly and the 4 hour area. Boom. We can see it rejected the 4 hour area here. Bam, rejected it. Was not able to breach this area. Then a reverse, boom, came up, was not able to breach it, and then eventually fell down all the way up down here, and then went to what? To the 4 hour support. So it broke even the daily, again, another daily. Here, the daily resistance. No, yeah, daily support, sorry, daily support. Broke down and then returned. And then, yeah, so even here, again, like if you just pull it all the way along, it's still gonna be able not to push all the way up, right? So now let's see what's happening. Boom, boom. Now it broke, came down, broke again, went all the way up, and then now we can see it literally finally broke the resistance area, which is the daily or the weekly, sorry, and then continued upwards, right? So now, as we can see the different area of support and resistance. And the reason why I said earlier, okay, it could go all the way down, because I was analyzing it from the daily time frame. So remember, the first analysis I did was from the, I think, was it daily or weekly? Let me check. Yeah, it was the weekly. So the first analysis I did was the weekly. And I thought, okay, it could be a rejection here and it'll come all the way down and a way up, right? So because I'm on the weekly, and that's just my analysis, of the analysis on the weekly was correct, right? However, it is just too far off, because you never know what happens during the time when price decides to do whatever that it's going to do. So now if I go back to the daily, so now I went back to the daily, you can see that my daily price as well was also hit, right? Here, that was the daily line, was not even properly able to get there. So now then I went all the way to the 4 hour. So when I went to the 4 hour, then I was able to see price a little bit closer. Then I said, okay, hold on, there's also another area here, which is also an area of support, right? That might be a high chance that price could move all the way down here to this area and then move up. So, and then we identified another area of resistance here, support here, another area of resistance, and then we decided, okay, you know what? At this point, everything can happen. So now I decided to go all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Boom! I broke the daily support. Yeah, formed a candle, yeah, morning star, and then went all the way up. Then we still weren't really sure of what's going to happen and rejected this area, pushed all the way down. However, was not able to break the previous support, which now support. Yeah, was not able to break previous support here. Yeah, sorry, was not able to break previous support here, and then from here all the way, I decided to go push up again. Now it broke the 4 hour resistance, and I decided to keep going up. Then it rejected again here in those area. Rejected here again, pushed all the way down. Then, but price decided, no, I'm not having it, and then decided to push all the way up. So that's just the idea of the support and resistance. So everything will make more sense. It's just the beginning. What I will tell you guys is just let's keep playing around. Now, if we go to the 30 minutes, it's not, it's too far back. But if we go to the 30 minutes, and we have yeah, let me just take here. Let me go to the 30 minutes, That's a different area of support and resistance, which we're gonna play around with. Yeah, different area of support and resistance. Bam, bam, bam. Replay up, replay. Let me do this, right? So now we have a 30-minute support and resistance as well. One area is here. Boom. That's just the 30-minute one. That's just the 30-minute support. That's the 30-minute resistance, right? So so now we know it broke. Okay, so it broke the 30-minute support. Okay, and yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen. It's gonna play, bum, 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 rejected. Now I rejected the 30-minute support. Like I said, it's gonna reject this area. Yeah, and then what? It's gonna fall down. It just started growing, falling. Then again, I rejected here. Oh, sorry. That's just the 30 minutes. So yeah, so that's the 30 minutes. Yeah, rejected this area. Boom. Then boom, support. Boom, and then became rejection again. Boom, 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 and I just keep dropping, and I came up, and now no one knows what's going to happen next. So those areas help us to understand what price is going to do in the future. So by us plotting those support and resistance areas, constantly plotting those areas, yeah, it just helps us to understand what price might could do. Yeah, it's just an understanding, because now just understanding support and resistance, that alone is going to help us massively in our trading success. It's going to help us massively in how we're going to view the market. It's going to help us massively of when to enter, entry, exits points, and all the 50 and all the other areas what I'm just talking about. It's going to help us. It's just going to really help us. So it's good for us to know, just at least having an understanding. And then, but that's not the only tool we need in order really to understand what price is going to do. Right? It just only helps us to understand, okay, what could happen. You know, once we see those areas breached, then we can say, okay, once it's resisting this area for here, this support, this rejection, we see there's a reject, this area we tried to push up, it didn't go through. Okay, you know, there's a high chance it could, you know, drop, and it did, right? So we need to really need to understand what we're gonna do, and yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I saw. Yeah, well, I also forgot. Yeah, so that's. I hope you guys enjoy for now. And if there's any more tips or anything I can improve, please let me know. And I hope you guys liked it. I hope I made a lot of sense. I hope I was not able to bore you. And yeah, that's how we trade. That's how we're going to succeed. And that's the first lesson, support and resistance. And I hope I was able to teach you guys a lot of things. Again, just one more example in a 30 minutes area about support and resistance. There where we can see some few areas of support. Here, there's another area, you know, of support. Bum, bum, bum. And then there's another area of resistance here. And I think the main takeaway, yeah, is that the higher the time frame in regards to support and resistance, the more valid the support and resistance is, right? So which means if the time frame, if I plotted a support and resistance on a monthly time frame, it has more value than if I would plot it on a 30 minutes, because the 30-minute time frame is more likely to break. It's more likely to break. It's more likely to be confused about, like this area or here or there, or where a lot of things happening. But if we plot support and resistance, for instance, on the 4 hour, right? If you go to the 4 hours now, if you plot on the 4 hour, 4 hours is a strong area where it might not going to be easily be broken. For instance, here or here, it's not going to be easily broken. Or we go to the daily, it's the same. Yeah, so the daily, 4 hours, weekly and monthly, these are strong areas where we can expect a reversal. For instance, here there's a daily here, support and resistance, and wasn't able to break, and since then it has just been dropping, right? And but it's not the same with weekly. You know, weekly is the same. Like it went all the way up, boom, just which one time, and the next time it came to the same level was like what the last time was 2011, and then the next one was 2020. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the weekly, the daily, and 4 hours are different. So, but we're gonna go into it in more details so that you have a little bit more of an understanding. And yeah, man, thank you so much for your time. And yeah, over and out.